Hello, friends. This is Chandrakant from Makulmac, and today in the tip section, I would like to cover about something which happens with everybody. And as you know, that we are passing through a lockdown where all of us are using different PCs and different machines and bandwidth at home. And as a result, in some cases, some of the cases, we may need extra PCs for everyone in the family to log on. And usually it happens that when you buy a laptop, you always buy top of the line laptop. For example, today if you end up buying any laptop, it would be having at least 8 GB of memory. But after a couple of years, this will become obsolete. So when you buy your laptop, you always tend to buy the top of the line laptop with the best processor, best memory, and best hard disk. But after a few years, these hardware become obsolete and hence not usable, and then you are forced to buy a new laptop after 3 to 5 years. Now, all of these laptops, you don't discard them. They keep lying in your in your real estate and keep occupying simply because you have a lot of data on those laptops. So I came across a situation where I had many laptops lying for past 10 to 15 years with different configuration, and I wanted to use them. I needed it for giving it to my kids and the family and so on, and they should not feel left out because of this digital onslaught. So I called the technician. That guy came and said, let me show you the type of laptop that I figured out. It's basically top of the line a Dell laptop. As you can see here, I'm trying to show you. This is a very good laptop, very lightweight, red in color, very jazzy, but it has only 30 GB of hard disk and 1 GB of memory. Now, the technician, when he came home, he said, look, we can't do anything with this because he can't even load Windows 10 on it. And the memory cannot be upgraded beyond 2 GB because it does not have the extra slots. And the upgrade cost will be as much as the cost of this buying a new laptop. So then I felt that this technician is not helping me and I have to do something, and I don't want to throw this laptop. It's a very beautiful bright laptop, as you can see, and it's from a brand called Dell. It's a very good quality laptop. I don't want to discard it. So I did my research and I found a solution. The solution is you can actually get rid of Windows completely and use this Intel hardware with 30 GB of hard disk and download a free operating system, which is very user friendly, and it takes hardly half an hour to prepare your laptop without any external help. So I just want to talk about that and probably give you a live demo what you can do and how you can do without knowing anything technical. It's not a technical job. All you need to do is you need to follow the steps that I'm telling you. But before you start, you have to ensure that you bring a device like this is a pen drive, a flash drive, at least 4 GB. It must be lying somewhere in your house. You can get that. Make sure that you back up your flash drive, whatever pictures data you have. Make sure that you don't because this will be overwritten, this will be formatted, and but make sure that this drive is there for this purpose. And what we are going to do is with this drive basically is make this drive a bootable drive. That means I want to boot my this red color laptop using this drive, not its hard disk. So and it can be done very easily. It's not a very difficult thing to do, but make sure that it is empty. You have taken the backup of this drive, and it has at least 4 GB of space. So the drive that I'm using today for this experiment is actually 30 GB, 32 GB. But nevertheless, if you have an old 4 GB flash drive lying around somewhere in your home, you can use it simply. Now, the whole point of making or using this drive is this will become a bootable drive. And when I say bootable drive, uh, Once this drive has the operating system and entire bootable aspect of the operating system, then you can convert any number of hardware into this operating system using just this drive. So first of all, you have to make this as a bootable drive, and for that you need to do two things. And today in our experiment, we are going to download the Linux version. Linux, it takes lesser memory than Windows, because Windows 10 takes about 30 GB, and the older versions of Windows are no longer supported. So you have to move out of Windows if you want to use the old hardware. And Linux takes about 4 to 8 GB, depending on what systems you are going to load on it. And I'll tell you exactly how you can do it and how user friendly this is going to be for your kids and for your even your parents who want to use the internet, browse, do simple things like writing document, browsing, watching a YouTube video, even 4K videos, how you can use it. So um, first thing is, you need to prepare this 4 GB, at least 4 GB flash drive. You must have it, keep it ready before you start this activity. And then go to this Ubuntu website. We are going to use Ubuntu version of Linux. There are many. You can choose any. Actually, you can use Mint, you can use Kali Linux, you can use Ubuntu. I'm going to use Ubuntu. It is just my comfort, but if you're comfortable with any other thing, just do it. All of them have pros and cons. You can go through the internet and read about it. But I feel Ubuntu is very user friendly. However, if you want to create your Linux very close to look like Windows, then you can also use Mint Linux, because Mint Linux menu looks very similar to Windows. But nevertheless, none of these versions are Windows, they are Linux. And so if you use Ubuntu, many of these things are pre-built in it, like Word and all that. We will see all that as we go along. So what you have to do is go to Ubuntu website, and it's absolutely free. It, as you know, it's all freeware. It is there are no charges for downloading Ubuntu. So you go to Ubuntu and click on download. On the download page, you get these different versions. You get different types of I mean, the Ubuntu can be downloaded even for IoT devices. But in today's experiment, we are going to download only for desktop, because our purpose is to prepare our old laptop, which has become obsolete, to become ready today, and again make it usable. And now here in the download section, you see two button. One is green, and which says 20.04 LTS, and other is 20.10. Now the difference between these two is that the LTS is the stable version of Ubuntu, and that is how the Linux gives their versions. I mean, the LTS upgrade will happen once in 18 months, once in 2 years, and this is stable, and there will be no upgrade. So you will not be, unlike Windows, which which gives upgrade or update, or some patch every 3 to 4 months. If you choose LTS version, uh, there will be no update for next 18 months to 2 years. uh, or you can use the ongoing version, which is having all the latest features. So 20.0 LTS version basically will be the most stable version, but will not have the latest feature. But if you want to go with the latest feature which are getting added as you're downloading it, then go for 20 and this version, and which is good enough. I've experimented with both are equally good. For our activity today, you can choose whichever you want, whichever you feel comfortable with. So for today, we will click on this one, which is the latest version, 20.1, and it start downloading, and it'll just say that thank you, and etc., and straight away, without any permission, it downloads it. Depending on the speed of your network, like for example, if I have a 256 Mbps line right now, it'll take hardly 2 minutes to download. And but nevertheless, it should not take more than 10 minutes to download. It is just 2 GB file which you can download. After it is downloaded, you will see in your download section, it is already downloaded here, and it is just 2 GB. The entire operating system is 2 GB, and now it is there with you as an executable file. And one thing you have to make sure that it should be an ISO file. It should not be an exe file or any other file. It should be an ISO file, because ISO file is the operating system files. Now, in order to make this uh, into a bootable drive like this one, we need a tool called Power ISO. So again, it's a simple utility. You can go to poweriso.com. Again, this is all free. Just click on download, and it will download. It will take you to the next version, next page, I'm sorry, where you can choose what version you want to download. So typically, if your systems are 32-bit, your laptop which you want to migrate is 32-bit, migrate the ISO, uh, take this software for 32-bit. If your operating system is chip is 64-bit, take this version. So make sure that you choose the right versions of Ubuntu as well as Power ISO. Download all of these guys. Once you click on download, it will download very quickly, and as you can see, it is already here. It's downloaded. It's a very small application. It's hardly 4 MB application. It downloads within few seconds. Once it is downloaded, you kickstart the Power ISO, and it has many things, so we don't want to confuse with the what other features it has. But click on the tools. What we are looking for is the tool section. Click on this option, and you will start seeing a drop down menu. And what we want to do is basically make a bootable USB drive. This is the option that we want to use. Basically, what will happen is once you click on this, it will ask you to provide the ISO file of Ubuntu. And it's a very simple process. Just download the ISO software, start it, choose, click on tools, go to this option called create bootable USB drive, and then supply the Ubuntu, the version here. And then at this point in time, you have to insert, before you go ahead, insert the drive into the USB port, and the system will recognize and then copy everything into this drive. Now this drive will become a Ubuntu bootable drive. Now this is ready. Once this is ready, it will take hardly 5 minutes to create the entire system. The Power ISO software will make sure that the Ubuntu is copied properly and it is also bootable. What you need to do now is take the new laptop like this one here that I have, and insert the USB drive into this laptop like this. And once this is done, you start the laptop. When you start the laptop, just before it start booting from the hard disk, you press F12 depending on your make. In my case, it's a Dell PC, so I have to press F12 many times. I have to continue pressing after every 1 second. Keep pressing F12 as soon as the PC starts. So that will actually bring the BIOS of the operating system of the laptop. And once you see that BIOS, all you have to do is basically you have to tell the BIOS of the laptop to boot from a USB, because right now it is set booting from the hard disk. This is the address of the hard disk. So you have to tell the BIOS to boot from the USB. So it is as simple as selecting this option, save, and restart. So when you restart, your laptop already has the bootable Ubuntu flash drive in it, And this time BIOS will recognize USB as a bootable drive, and it will boot from the flash drive. Once that happens, immediately after a few seconds, you will be given this option. And here, depending on which country, what language you want to install Ubuntu, obviously for me it's English, but whichever country you are in, you can choose whatever language you want, and you have to choose install Ubuntu. That's it. So you just install it, click on install, and this guy will install Ubuntu on your PC. And now, once you remove the flash drive, you don't have to do anything. Your PC is ready, and it has everything. It looks like Windows, as you can see, is exactly like Windows. It's not Windows, but it looks like Windows, and it has built-in utilities like instead of Word, it has the Writer document. It has presentation. It has a lot of games. It has a browser and things like that. So it has already everything in it as part of the OS, and you can use it just like Windows without any complexities. And all of this will come in about 4 to 8 GB, depending on what softwares you choose. And the best part is, since this is Linux, it is open source. You can make everything your own specification. So as you become more expert in using this, you can change all of this. Right now, this is in this color. You can change it to maroon color, or you can change it to orange. You can change the picture. You can, suppose you don't like the file manager, you can get a new one, a freeware from Linux website. So there are so many variations you can do. So you can you can create your own version of Ubuntu the way you want it. And unlike Windows, which you are stuck with one particular software, here there are more flexibility. And the best part is, now I can use my 30 gig hardware which was lying without any use. I can now again use it. I can watch my videos. I can start using it for my purpose, and also browse the net, and also do my office automation work, like creating Excels, writing Word documents, preparing presentation, joining if the kids are there, they can join the classroom using Chrome. You can download a Chrome on Ubuntu, and the look and feel will be different, but usability will be exactly the same, just like Windows. So my friends, this is a tip for making sure you're kickstarting use of your old hardware which is not usable, just lying around. You don't know what to do with this. You don't want to throw it, because when you bought it, it was really the top of the line, and you spend a lot of money buying it, but it is not useful now. You can make it useful by following this process, and you don't have to be a technical person. You just follow the guidelines that I have given you. All you have to do, just to summarize my points: download ubuntu.iso file from ubuntu.com, or Linux, Mint Linux or Kali Linux, whichever you feel. Any operating system, they are all the same. They are very user friendly. Download them in your hard disk. Get a flash drive, at least 4 GB. Make that as a bootable flash drive of your operating system of choice, like Ubuntu, Mint, or Kali Linux. Then you need to boot your the laptop which you want to transform using this flash drive, and voila, you get your laptop working. Now in this laptop, it has only 30 GB. Now I have 8 GB of operating system and my data files, and I still have 20 GB spare to fill in more stuff in it. So this is now useful. I don't need to throw it. I can use it. I can give it to kids. I can give it to my parents, and they can use it. So this is a small tip for today, my friends. Do engage with me. Let me know if this tip was useful for you, or you have any other suggestion, and we can include your comments in the next video. Until then, I'd like to say goodbye.